Meeting to order for May 11th, 2021. Would you please stand for a moment of silence? Thank you. Would you please join in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Our fiscal officer is not here tonight, so I'll do the roll call. Trustee Sheets?
Here.
Trustee Hunter here. Trustee Good?
Here.
And we'll move on to, we have no minutes to approve tonight. I will make a motion to pay our expenditures. Do I have a second?
Second that.
Roll call. Trustee Sheets?
Yes.
Trustee Hunter, yes. Trustee Good?
Yes.
Now we will move on to visitors, and Chief, you can take over.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Tonight, we're here to honor two of our new members, or one promoted, one new member. So without further ado, Trustee Hunter, Sheets, and Good, Fiscal Officer Wilkins, who is absent, family, friends, and guests. Tonight, we've gathered to congratulate two members of our department, one who has successfully achieved the milestone of promotion, and the other has chosen to continue their career here at Pleasant. As I prepared for this evening's ceremony, I was struck by various things, but two of them stood out. The first was just that, first. And the second was a consistent theme involving risks we take and how we respond to it. In the fire service, there are many firsts: your first job, your first day, your first fire, and the list goes on and on. This evening, we share another first: promotion. Promotion from firefighter lieutenant is the most special of all promotions. It signifies that you have the necessary knowledge, skills, and experience to make the transition from firefighter to officer. With this transition comes an awesome responsibility. Responsibility not only yourself and those you serve, but also now those who serve with you, your crew. Your decisions now affect more than yourself. They now affect your entire crew or shift. And that brings me to my second point, which is risk. All of us, regardless of our vocation, face risks. We face risks when we decide how to invest our money, whether to take or leave a job, where to live, or maybe who to marry. Many of these risks we take knowingly, often after a lengthy consideration of the pros and cons. In this case, Jamie and Paul have taken risks in their own careers. In the fire service, many of those risks come without the luxury of time for consideration. The risks we face at times are life and death. Split-second decisions must be made at a moment's notice. As an officer, you're making those decisions for yourself and your crew. Jamie and Paul, you have taken this kind of risk. The safest course almost always involves maintaining the status quo. You have chosen a more difficult route. When we aspire to greater challenges and responsibility, we hope for rewards, but the reality is that we also acknowledge the risk of failure. So we pledge to work harder and learn more and dedicate ourselves even more fully to the job. I know that you and the other candidates for both promotion to lieutenant and also those that applied to transition to full-time have done exactly this. I congratulate all of you for being willing to take on those risks that come with striving to be a better public servant. I am proud to see this latest step in our movement towards the betterment of our community and department. Tonight, however, we are here to honor each of you and swear you in at the rank of lieutenant and firefighter with the Pleasant Township Fire Department. And with that, I would ask that Jamie Kuno please come forward. Angle for the camera. So, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, James M. Kuno,
I, James M. Kuno,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to uphold the Constitution of the United States,
to uphold the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Ohio,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Ohio,
and the rules and regulations of the Pleasant Township Fire Department
and the rules and regulations of Pleasant Township Fire Department,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
As a lieutenant with the Pleasant Township Fire Department,
Lieutenant in the Pleasant Township Fire Department.
my mission is to prevent fires,
Mission is to prevent fires,
promote health and safety,
promote health and safety,
provide emergency medical services,
provide emergency medical services,
and protect life and property from fires,
and protect life and property from fires,
hazardous materials,
hazardous materials,
and hostile acts of nature.
and hostile acts of nature.
I am committed to serve the public with professionalism,
And to serve the public with professionalism,
integrity,
integrity,
teamwork,
teamwork,
and a never-ending quest to improve services.
and a never-ending quest to improve services.
Congratulations, Jamie. It is now my honor to invite Jamie's wife, Mindy, to come forward. Jamie has, when an officer is promoted, they receive, obviously, they get a new badge. Jamie has chosen Mindy to pin on his badge this evening, so there you go. All you do is spin that. Yeah. There you go. Usually they pop out of there.
Yeah.
Is that photo op? When an officer is promoted, they also receive collar brass signifying their rank to others. I have Jamie's collar pins here with me tonight. I would like to invite Jamie's father, Jim, to pin on his collar brass. Surprise!
Yes.
You don't have to put them on if you don't want to basically take these right off and then stick them. Your picture.
Two layers.
That's a. That's a
Thanks.
Any that's fellow fire members of the fire service, board of trustees, I present Lieutenant James Kuna.
Thank you. Thank you.
Paul, would you come forward? I'll ask you to raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Paul F. Shambaugh,
I, Paul F. Shambaugh,
do solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States,
do solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution of the United States,
Constitution and laws of the state of Ohio,
Constitution and laws of the state of Ohio,
and the rules and regulations of the Pleasant Township Fire Department,
as the rules and regulations of the Pleasant Township Fire
to
Department,
the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
As a firefighter with the Pleasant Township Fire Department,
As a firefighter with the Pleasant Township Fire Department,
my mission is to prevent fires,
my mission is to prevent fires,
promote health and safety,
promote health and safety,
provide emergency medical services,
provide emergency medical services,
and protect life and property from fires
and protect life and property and from fires
and hazardous materials
and hazardous materials
and hostile acts of nature.
and hostile acts of nature.
I am committed to serve the public with professionalism,
I am committed to serve the public with professionalism,
integrity,
integrity,
teamwork,
teamwork,
and a never-ending quest to improve services.
and a never-ending quest to improve services.
Congratulations, Paul. Welcome aboard. It's now my honor to invite Logan, Paul's girlfriend, to come forward. Paul has given the honor of pinning his badge. Incidentally, Logan is also a part-time firefighter here. So. The gentleman firefighter wants to. You. We have some stuff for you guys to sign. We can take care of that a little bit later, but I have a copy of your oath that you guys will sign and then, we'll notarize it for us.
Okay.
And you guys will be able to take a copy of that with you for framing or whatever. Before I release those guests of our honored members this evening, I would ask you to indulge me for a few more moments. In the past few years, the Pleasant Township Fire Department has experienced a number of retirements. In fact, many of those retirees are in the room with us today. Doug Eisen, Al King, most recently Dave Moore. In fact, almost 200 combined years of service has left the department since 2017. Some of this was expected, however, some of it was not. With that said, the role of the senior man is one of the most influential roles in the fire service. In some departments, the title of senior man refers to the most senior member regardless of rank, while in others, it refers to the most senior firefighter that has the most experience. Regardless of how it's done, the characteristics of the senior man remain the same. A true senior man's knowledge and actions will speak louder than words. He or she will not simply teach newer members to perform their duties, but also why it is performed and the effect it has on operations. However, the defining characteristic of a senior man is their attitude. This is what truly defines an individual. This is what truly defines this individual. The idea that the department, the community, and the fire service in general is more important than the individual firefighter. The senior man understands this role and passes along their knowledge and experience to younger members. A few years ago, we started discussing instituting a senior member program and giving that person the honor of being our badge one. While largely ceremonial, this represented the most senior member of the department. Initially, this honor was given to Lieutenant Dave Moore, who had the honor of being our very first badge one. Given his nearly 40 years with the department, it made sense at that time. However, after some discussion, and to bring this in line with other departments in the area, it's been decided that the honor of being Pleasant Township Fire Department's badge one will now be given to the senior firefighter. I would ask that firefighter Chris Karowski please come forward. Even though you're not in uniform.
Nope.
Chris, here I am. 7 years, no big deal.
Show me money.
Chris, you are now our most senior firefighter and will be given the honor of being our badge one until such time you are promoted from the rank or separate your service by retirement or resignation. Chris, you embody all of the things that I just discussed about being a senior firefighter, and it is my honor to present to you badge one. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chief. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. At this time, I would invite all family and guests to head into the firehouse for refreshments and fellowship with our honored guests while we conclude the regular business meeting, and thank you all for attending. It is greatly appreciated.
Doug, would you tell George about Thursday?
Tell Jordan about Thursday.
Joe.
Yeah, he's never been on the list.
All right.
Okay. Are we ready to move on? Department reports, our deputy will be here at our next meeting. We'll move on to road department.
We completed 2 different tile jobs. One was on Creamer Road, and one was on Harrisburg, Georgesville Road. We had a little trouble with that one when people driving through it after the heavy rain, but we straightened it back up and kind of secured our job site to keep it from happening again. I completed my online pesticide recertification. We were able to get the cemeteries mowed and trimmed
Looked very good.
with all the bad weather we've had. Other than that, we've been getting ready for the cleanup. Dumpsters should be arriving Thursday. On my street sweeping, it was supposed to be completed today. They didn't start. but their machine broke down, so they will pick that up tomorrow. So,
We want to remind everybody about cleanup Friday and Saturday.
Has anybody nailed down a time on the ceremony at Oak Grove?
1 o'clock,
1 o'clock?
1 o'clock.
Okay, because I want to try to get with Bill, so he's got ample time to plan his. Okay, so I got, but I'll let Bill know and,
Bob Schmidt called me yesterday and
okay.
told me 1 o'clock, so
Okay,
he's still waiting on Boy Scouts to get back with him. I think they just can't get around that well, and they've got the flags that they would like the Boy Scouts to put out.
oh, they're planning on putting flags out.
Is that who puts the flags out?
You know, that's kind of always been a secret. They just show up.
It must be them then, because he said he was trying to turn it over to the Boy Scouts.
Okay. Sounds good.
If he doesn't get a hold of them, maybe I'll volunteer you guys.
We'd have to go buy flags or unless somebody,
They've got them.
okay.
They've got all of them
We'd have to something
in the
else.
list.
Pass to the VFW.
Yeah, wait, yeah, I know, well, it doesn't really matter, because I thought I've contacted them out there before and they act like they didn't do it, the one out of West Jefferson.
Is Bob?
We're out of Harrisburg.
Okay, it could have been.
Back in the day.
Is that it?
That's it.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
You're welcome.
Okay, we'll move on to Chief.
You. Copy my report. Yes. No, it won't be on there. Is that light duty that I did?
Okay. Thank you.
For April, we ended April with 88 runs for the month. I believe we're at 373 for the year. I didn't put that total on here, but I think that's where it was. So far in May, we had 37 runs of this morning, and I think they've run 5 or 6 more calls today. So they've been pretty busy today and in this month. We had loaned engine 232, the Pierce to Jackson. They were experiencing some maintenance issues. While it was there, they experienced a mechanical failure. What we determined was the actual battery switch that has been ordered and should be here either today or tomorrow. Be here, so to be put in. We did have to order that from Atlantic because of the 6 battery system on that truck.
What's that?
We had to order it from Finley Atlantic because of the 6 battery system on there. We didn't have Columbus truck didn't have one big enough for us, so we had to order it from them. It was, I think Aaron told me 170. So I know you and I talked about it. So we did have a minor incident over the weekend with the medic. They were on scene down here on Norton Road at 665 with an unconscious in the car. They secured they took a blocking position, and the guy decided he wanted to try to leave the scene and backed into the medic. There is very, very, very little damage to the medic. They hit it where the vehicle he was driving and where he hit it was just, we got very lucky. There was no damage to the medic. Nobody was in the truck. I mean, it was, Franklin County came out, took a report for us. We have copies of all that. I got statements. And I mean, there's no reason to even, at least at this point, there's no reason to even look at getting it repaired. It's just a very, very minor dent that's in the side of it with some scuffs on the wheel well. So we redid the rain garden and flower beds. We've washed the station windows, doing some spring cleaning and stuff. Hydrant flushing has been completed. Even with the weather last week, we were able to get all that done. The garage door company was in, did some maintenance on the garage doors, the annual maintenance. West Jeff was out today and did the annual maintenance on the air conditioners. And today we had a PALS class, and over the weekend they completed CPR classes. So we've been pretty busy with training and some projects around the station. I do have 2 requests this evening. The first request would be a resolution accepting the resignation of part-time firefighter Spencer Bennett. His family has expanded, and he just finds himself with a little time to commit to the department. So rather than continuing on and stringing along, he'd rather just resign and come back when he has more time.
I will make resolution 35 to accept the resignation of part-time firefighter Spencer Bennett. and we wish him good luck in the future.
A second.
Roll call, trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Hunter, yes. Trustee Good.
Yes.
And then I had sent you, I don't know, a week or a week and a half ago, I'd sent you a copy of a light duty policy that I come up with. I would ask tonight the board to approve that, pass a resolution to approve that light duty policy into rule for the department and the township.
I'll make resolution 36 to accept the light duty policy for the department.
I'll second that.
Roll call, trustee Sheets.
Yeah.
Trustee Hunter, yes. Trustee Good.
Yes.
And then the last thing I have is the coronavirus update. As of this morning, I didn't get today's updated numbers, but as of this morning, we had 3,346 cases active in Franklin County. We are still in the red with 145.66 cases per 100,000 people. For those, out there listening and or watching, if you're looking for vaccine information, couple points. Pfizer vaccine is now approved for use on those age 12 to 15. Previously, it was only approved for 16 and up, so it is now approved for anybody over 12. Vaccinations are available by appointment at most pharmacies. Many have walk-in hours now. The vaccinations are readily available, all three of them. It's really kind of your choice, so to speak. Columbus Public Health has vaccinations available either walk-in or by appointment. You can go to coronavirus.gov, coronavirus.ohio.gov and get all the vaccination information you need for those that are interested in being vaccinated. So that's all I have for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. And I move on to old business. The next one.
Yeah. We have a resolution here to become an intervener with the sitting board or siting board. I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce it. With regards to the solar panel project proposed in Pleasant and Prairie. What this does is gives us the ability to be able to make statements and be involved with the project as far as the application that was filed. This doesn't mean that we took a side or took a position. It just gives us the ability to be able to voice those concerns should we want to. We have a 30-day window from when the application was filed, which was April 21st. So we are within that 30-day window. So I will make resolution 37-21, a resolution to intervene in Ohio Power Siting Board case number 20-1679-EL-BGN regarding an application filed by Pleasant Prairie Solar Energy LLC.
I'll second that. Roll call, trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Hunter, yes. Trustee Good.
Yes.
Okay, I've received numerous complaints about 5585 Dawn Drive. They say that there's many young people living in the outbuildings in the burned out house and along with tents. They're using the bathroom in the yard, creating a lot of noise throughout the night. Sheriff's Department has been called numerous times, saying that there was nothing they could do. I sent a copy of our noise resolution to Deputy Carter and asked him to pass that on. The code enforcement officer has turned this address over to the county prosecutor's office about 2 weeks ago. Following is from an email received last week about Dawn Drive. Sheriff was down there again last night at 11:40. I'm not sure who is calling, but I'm glad other people are concerned about safety on our road. They have been here at least 5 times since the owner's son came back Friday. They are shooting at the house and have cars and motorcycles up and down the road all hours of the night, revving engines. I assume that's why the sheriff is being called. It's still a mess there, and they have broken down cars sitting with hoods up and broken down mowers in the yard. So, I mean, I have had a lot of phone calls, and I'm at a loss of what else we can do. Do we know if that was that house after it burnt ever condemned?
That was before my time. I actually, after you guys had talked about it one time, I drove down there and I wasn't even really sure exactly which house it was, other than
Last one on the right.
that's what I thought it was. I couldn't tell what was really going on there. I don't know that it's ever been condemned by us. That was before my time as my tenure as chief.
And there's quite a bit of property there. There's 9 parcels. I looked it up on the auditor site. So this is affecting the people on Iris Drive too. So I did email the code enforcement officer and ask him if he had any idea how fast the process would go and the steps the prosecutor will take. Some of these people tell me that a bank owns it, but if they do, that's not showing up on the auditor's site. And when we went through the Georgiaville Community Club thing, the auditor said that shows up pretty quickly. So, so anybody out there listening, as soon as I hear something from the code enforcement officer, we'll let you know. But I don't know of anything else we could do. Do you know of anything? Do you, Robert?
Keep calling the sheriff out there.
Documentation.
Yes, they said that the sheriff told him to call us. And I said, the next time they say that at 1 o'clock in the morning, because those people are disturbing everybody else, to please call me at 1 o'clock in the morning and let me talk to them. So I said, I'll bring the noise resolution over and have it in hand, because if that's what's going on there, all that noise, and that's not fair to all the other residents. And that's why we have a noise resolution. All right, any other old business? New business. I received some, I think we all probably received some complaints about flooding the day we had 4+ inches of rain. On Zuber Road, which is maintained by the county, ended up with a drain plugged with mud and debris. Resident that cleaned it out said the water drained really quickly, but he feels it needs a bigger drain. But when they cleaned it out, it drained off quick.
I'd say it's doing its job.
And then I don't know if we all received it, but there was an email that said this pertains to the property listed at the corner of 62 and Columbus Street as you enter Harrisburg. They rarely mowed last year and never mowed the corner as you enter the village off 62 to Columbus Street. They have not mowed any of the property this year, and the property is now for sale by our Shot Realty. So this person was wanting us to see if we could send a letter, have them mow it. What do you think, Robert?
Well, if you could give me a parcel number,
Okay,
that way I know exactly which property we're talking about.
all right, I will do that. Okay. There is one Pleasant Township case coming before the BZA this Monday at 1:30 from A7 Travel requesting a conditional use for 6001 Lambert Road to allow for a nursery and a greenhouse use in an area zoned rural. The request satisfies the criteria necessary for granting a conditional use, and the zoning staff recommends conditional approval. Just wanted everybody to be aware of that. Any other new business? Okay, we also received an email from Ben Yasmin, the lead developer of Apex Clean Energy's Springwater Solar Project located on the border of Pleasant and Fairfield Townships. The project is in an early stage of development, and he is requesting 10 minutes or so to provide an update on it and introduce himself and Apex to the township meeting on May 25th. And I told him he's on the agenda.
Is this a second solar project?
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Any other announcements?
I have not.
Okay, and Paula is not here, no speaker sheets. Do we have anybody online who wants to say anything?
Anna, our reporter, and Dawn Goldhart. Don't know if they want to say anything or not. They haven't indicated anything, so
All right.
there's the only two online.
Okay, we need to have an executive session. So I will move to go into executive session according to Ohio Revised Code, section 121.22G1 for the purpose of discussing personnel issues. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call, trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee Hunter, yes, trustee Good.
Yes.
Which one?
Yeah.
All right. Under Ohio Revised Code, section 121.22G, I move to come out of executive session. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, trustee Sheets.
Yes.
Trustee Hunter, yes. Trustee Good.
Yes.
Do that.
I can't.
Oh, okay. So I will make a motion to appoint trustee Good fiscal officer pro tem for tonight. Do I have a second?
I will second that.
Roll call. Trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee Hunter, yes. Trustee Good.
Yes.
Anything else?
Nope.
I'll make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call. Trustee Sheets,
Yes.
trustee Hunter, yes. Trustee Good.
Yes.
Meeting adjourned at 8:15.